And when we talk about tourism in Enugu State, a few places flash in your mind. Number one, there are other places that we don't know and nobody has ever talked about, like Ikirike Hills. How many of us have gone to Ikirike Hills here? It's the peak of Enugu town. Nobody knows about Ogbu, a local government that has over 7 waterfalls, over 11 caves, and a mentionable number of caves. Nobody talks about the mind-blowing Ease waterfall, which is in Ezimo local government here in Enugu State, which is the tallest waterfall in the entire southeast, over 250 feet high.
Hey guys, good morning. So I am going for my first TEDx event right here in Enugu. And guys, I am running late. I'm not here late, but in a matter of hours, a matter of minutes, I'll be late. So I'm currently inside the keke known as tricycle. So we are flying all the way down from my house, trying to get to the mall to beat time to get accredited and get into the event. So guys, join me as I make my way down. And like I said, this is my first TED event, so I'll just take you through it and introduce you to some of the speakers if I get the opportunity. And that's that. And perhaps when I get there or after the event, I'll show you guys my full outfit. I'm currently all black today, like it's all black. Except for my shoes, I'm wearing a white sneakers. You know that sneaker from our last vlog? Yeah, that is what I'm wearing. So guys, I'll see you once I get there. We're currently at the tunnel. So I'm close to the mall. Fingers crossed. I hope I don't go late because I'm almost late. Guys, I am here now and accreditation is still going on. Guys, I'm sweating. I don't even know why I'm sweating. God. I know I sort of ran all the way down to this place. So did I tell you this is going on at Viva Cinema right here in ShopRite or Polo Park Mall, Enugu. So like behind me there, that is where the accreditation is going on. So I'll quickly join them for mine. And any other thing that happens, I'll let you guys know. But I don't like the fact I'm sweating. Guys, can you see my face? I'm breaking out. Hey. Oh Jesus. Alright. Let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm on the queue now for accreditation. The process is coming on. Just look at you, so Winifred. COC.
I made it to your vlog.
She's a big woman in Enugu.
She's a loyal mom.
And very soon she'll come. She doesn't need job. She's blown, and this is okay. You guys have met him now.
Yeah.
Center for Memories guy.
Feel free to meet me again.
Yeah, he's part of the organizers for this third event. So we are all here. Alright guys, so I am inside now, and is it picking audio? Okay, it's picking audio. So there are a couple of people here, but then the event hasn't really started. And I'm not sure it will start like in the next 30 minutes. So I feel cheated. I not eat breakfast. I flew from my house down to this place. And I'll even negotiate with the keke guy. In this Buhari regime, I don't negotiate. I just paid. So I just say a friend now, so she's coming over and we'll be doing some greetings. So yeah, let us greet. I'm vlogging, so eventually you're going to enter the vlog. This is Odera calling. Yes, the host is the most.
What are you doing? Stop embarrassing. People are going to say, who the hell is this?
I'm just looking around, guys, trying to know if I know anybody, like if any of my friends came for this. I've not seen a familiar face, so basically most of my people, my friends, are part of the organizers or hosting the events or even speaking at the events. Okay, I have 2 of my friends that are speaking here. My friend is hosting, then the other friends are organizers of the event. So, but I have a friend that's supposed to attend. I don't know, I'm boring you guys with these details, but we are here to start.
Thank you very much. First of all, let me correct my name. You call Emeka Nwandu. It's Emeka Nwandu, son of life. Nwandu. there's nothing to show for in Enugu. I said, there's a whole lot to show for in Enugu. I am the owner of Hotel Sunshine on Presidential Road because I'm one of those who's been advocating for people to bring back, even if it's 10% or 20% of what you kept outside into Enugu. We're going to create a lot of wealth. Yes, our people are known for building houses in the village, no matter where you are. But it's not enough. It is not enough. There's a young lady that was sitting next to me before. She went out. She had built about 5,000 housing units in Lagos. But one day, she had a calling that Ako, Gelu, Nunu. And she decided to move down to Enugu. She organized, brought all the chairmen of all different markets in Lagos, the same in the north, to my hotel. We all had a chat with them. And before I could say Jack Robinson, along Emena, the Abuja village, going towards Port Harcourt, the Lagos village. Now there's another one, the Dubai Queens village fixes. People are starting taking home because what belongs to you belongs to you. Am I right?
Yes.
When you do a lot of investments outside with what is going on in the country, you are one leg in. So we should say, take home. Our brothers and sisters out there, yes, there's a lot going on there, but one thing, we should all start taking home. And by His grace, they are. Thank you very much for listening to my little story.
First time at TEDxNza, and I think I should really make it a routine. I have chosen to speak on African intellectual freedom fighters because it's a very strange phenomenon. I first used this phrase several years ago at an international conference in Nairobi. And when I used that phrase, the chairman of that international conference, as you know, we always gather to discuss Africa's developmental challenges. And there are several of those. In this particular conference, I have, after I've listened to speaker after speaker, I said, Mr. Chairman, what we need is a core of Africans that we're going to recruit, and we're going to call them African intellectual freedom fighters.
A very busy Saturday morning in the level ward unit of a teaching hospital. I was the most senior specialist on call. A woman was rushed in. She was screaming in pain, and behind her was her mother, who came with her. The mother rushed to a call room where we all stay and beckoned on us to come. I came out and she said, please help my daughter. She was booked for a cesarean delivery and she declined. Rather, she went to a maternity home to try labor. The mother had arrived from Asaba that morning and met her in a maternity home and quickly moved her to the teaching hospital. Mrs. A was a 34-year-old woman. She had been married for 7 years without conceiving. She had had 2 surgeries to remove fibroid masses from her womb. Following these surgeries, she now got pregnant. And in the course of her antenatal care, she was advised that it would be best she delivers via cesarean section. She vehemently denied. it was not her portion. That she was going to deliver like the Hebrew women. She quickly ran to a maternity home that assured her she was going to deliver. Luckily for her, her mother came. Her mother came at the very right time and brought her to the teaching hospital. We rushed into the theater. When we opened her up, her womb was already giving way. She was minutes, maybe hours away from rupturing her womb and probably bleeding torrentially to death and losing her baby as well. It would have been a wasted effort, all the pains. She would have lost her baby and lost her life. But thank God her mother came. I'll end with another story. A woman had a set of twins, normal delivery, and they were sent home. Of course, the mother came from Omugwo. If you've ever followed new babies, you know that there is an umbilical stump that is left, and you have to care for that stump. The mother of this lady, every morning, will mix toothpaste and candle wax and apply on the umbilical stump. About a week later, this child developed fever. These children rather developed fever. They were a set of twins and started convulsing. They lost one of the twins, and the other spent 1 month in the hospital. These are the wrong Obuba practices we should jettison and stick to the right ones. Thank you very much.
I had the honor of speaking in London at the TEDx, talking about power development. And I find it very, very important event. I'm quite happy to see that this audience is massively young, because what we are talking about, or what I'll be talking about, will be for you. It's more about how do we make progress from where we are to where we're going. So this topic, interconnected, the gains of interconnected Southeast. Let me start with the story of a friend who has always lived in Lagos and has occupied one of the highest positions in this country. And so about a month ago, I called him. I wanted to talk to him about something. And I said, I wanted to say, I was telling him that I was coming to Lagos, wanted to meet with him. He said, no, he's no longer in Lagos, that he's in Enugu. I said, oh, how come? Because he really grew up, did all of what he was doing in Lagos. And he said, well, COVID came. What happened? He has staff, and his house, he found that he would have to lock down with his entire staff. And when COVID was easy, when we learned how to manage COVID, he needed, his people would have to be coming from somewhere, and he couldn't tell where they're coming from. For all he knew, some of them would be coming from Ogun State, traveled several change of buses to arrive at his house. So being able to fight COVID was not in the cards. But he has an expansive compound here in Enugu, and he could bring his relatives to live with him. And by doing so, he was able to manage and know where people are coming from. Very important. So what he learned was Aku, Inola, that this is that place where you can go and you will be safe and you will be able to relax. But he's able to do this because he's retired and his resources for support, for living, do not depend on what he was getting in Lagos. So he could be anywhere and actually live. So he chose to come and live in Enugu. So when I was talking to him about when he would be going back to Lagos, he said, no, this is it. He's now an Enugu man. Now, the issue therefore is, how can we make it possible for us to live here? All of you, as I see you, it's highly impossible that you will be coming to TEDx if you are not reasonably educated and you are here to gain knowledge about something very important. You are enriching your mind. Now, but those who are so educated don't often have that place where they can find the sort of jobs that are so meaningful for them, other than being in government.
Hey guys, so this is a break period and this is the time when normal people are supposed to go network with one another, talk, meet people they've been admiring for a long time, both for social reasons and for career reasons. But people like me, we are just sitting back because I don't know if you noticed, but I'm actually an introvert, so I'm not that kind of, hey, what's up? I'd rather stay here, take notes, and then if there are people that I feel I should connect with, I'll do that later. Yeah, so that's that. But a couple of people here, I know them either in the course of work or personal relations. Okay, so that is that, guys. So I'll just let's just keep going. Oh, they're sharing food. I can see jollof from the back. Interesting. That's actually nice because this is taking time. I don't know how many people have spoken so far, and we still have breakout session, and we also have more people speaking. So the food is it's basically jollof rice from a brand. Okay, it's from a brand here in Enugu called Hunger Clinic. So it's Hunger Clinic, and she makes nice meal. I've bought a couple of things from her, and yeah, so she's probably one of the sponsors for this event. So tell me, the TEDx you organize or you attend, do they serve refreshment? Because honestly, I wasn't expecting this for real. So the whole thing went round for everybody, and they're still sharing more. So tell me in the comment section if food or refreshment is part of TEDx events. It's actually a paid event though, so yeah. There were tickets that were sold, but I wasn't really expecting food.
He's a professional educationist. He will tell you everything you need to excel in the field of mathematics, so we can be able to solve our daily problems and accurately apply them. He will speak on the topic, how the knowledge of mathematics enhances your analytical and problem-solving skills, creates the basis for systemic thinking, and improves the skills required to arrive at logical conclusions. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Professor Dike.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, I'm very, very happy to be here. You see what I'm saying? Please, especially the young man that spoke last. I have suffered to tell Nigeria that every child should score A in mathematics for 40 good years. Listen, now I will give you a problem and say everybody must get it. Now, I will show you. And based on what they said, they said, look at. Because I say Nkata method, Nkata basket method. I want to teach you Yoruba and they say it's Ekmeri. I went to Hausa and they say Nwandu. Then we sing songs. I have Accreditation method, method, method. It's working. Go to school, see, it's working. Yeah. I have gotten recommendations everywhere written down. And what you are importing from China, Japan, and other, I produced here. Go tell them that I wrote him and said, oh, mathematical set you are producing, I've done it here. And he wrote me, the letter is in my house. What are you talking about? That mathematical set you are importing from China, here in Nigeria, at the bridge. What are you talking about? I didn't know. I should have brought the materials here and yeah. And he does it well. Do you know why you've been running away from mathematics? They have been going on in the classroom. Mathematical pedagogical criminality. Criminality, mathematical pedagogy. You make noise in math, you are not teaching. Okay, like now, even in the school system, even you here, when you say -7 -7 plus 5, a lot of people say, is the market -7 is what? Plus. Is this so? Rubbish. It's not. -7 is, I'm owing that young lady 7,000. And owing the our MC here, 7,000. What is my position?
You are only 14,000.
14 now. When they now come by 14,000, I give it off. That's why it is -14, not plus. And no textbook in the world has proved why minus times minus should be plus. I've done it. And I've given to the world 60 mathematical formula. I have developed them. Yeah, but it is most of them are high because the only one I now shows the Nkata method. And I'm here to talk about the Nkata method. Please. Listen, I will say the question. Just don't worry yourself. Basic mathematics question.
Yeah. We don't go school. We don't go school for you.
Can you see this? Are you seeing all this? Can we read it now? Read. Am I correct? -7. What is the answer? Clap yourself. Yes. In the classroom, they'll say minus. That is rubbish.
Okay, can we look around and see the people that their hands up? Please maintain your hands. So virtually everybody here is part of the tourism ecosystem, but we've never thought about it that way. And if you look at it traditionally, tourism is part of an Igbo man's DNA because we all want to go home for Christmas, go home for New Year festivals and everything. Am I saying the right thing? So, and that is where tourism is all about, and that is what we will talk about today. So we're going to look at tourism in a new way that you've never ever thought about before. And before we do that, we have to talk about number one thing, which is what we know about tourism in Enugu State. And when we talk about tourism in Enugu State, a few places flash in your mind. Number one, we know about Ohumona Street, we know about Ikirike Hills, we know about the very wonderful Akuke Sand Beach, and we all know about the Ogbu Pine Forest. But there are other places that we don't know. I hope the places are showing up here. There are other places that we don't know and nobody has ever thought about, like Ikirike Hills. How many of us have gone to Ikirike Hills here? It's the peak of Enugu town. Nobody knows about Ogbu, a local government that has over 7 waterfalls, over 11 caves, and a mentionable number of caves. Nobody talks about the mind-blowing Izu waterfall, which is an Ezimo local government here in Enugu State, which is the tallest waterfall in the entire southeast, over 250 feet high. What do you have to say, Diogo?
Well, we have some other hills like the Osala Hill. We have the Obi Hill in Obi. We also have hills like the Chudi Hills, and these are peaks of Enugu State. Enugu State is very fine. It has one of the best scenic views, And as we all know, Enugu State has the best delicacies. Obadioku being the king of them all. I heard the previous speaker talk about Oba, and we keep exporting it. People actually don't want to associate with it, but you see them traveling outside Enugu with it. So we have other places coming down to caves and waterfalls. We have the Isiago tourist complex, which is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Enugu.
Moving on. So my question, my story is quite interesting because I grew up in Onitsha, so I was very much accustomed to the market and everything. But in 2013, I gained admission to study engineering. Yes, I did engineering in Enugu State University. And coming into Enugu, I was wowed. I was flabbergasted. The environment, the scenery, everything was so beautiful. And I thought to myself, I need to tap into this. I need to explore this. So the first thing I did, I took a couple of friends. Let's go explore this hill. So we started 2014, 2015, and we started doing this, and we called ourselves Campus Hikers. And in 2018, we merged as a brand, and we gave birth to the T-shirt I'm wearing right now, which is Hikers Trail. So I know everybody's asking, what is Hikers Trail? Hikers Trail is a group of young, energetic explorers and adventurers that have found a way to infuse fun, entertainment, and culture into telling our collective history and our collective traditions. Now, in Hikers Trail, over the years, we've visited over 100 locations. We've toured over 300 places. We've grown from a small group of about 7 persons to having a larger social media page, growing of about 7,000 to 10,000 people right now. So we've grown into a massive family. And beautiful thing about Hikers Trail is that we don't just visit locations, we tell stories about those locations. Now, moving up, the next slide will show you what we did at the coal mines in Enugu. So we know that Enugu is called the coal mines, right? But why is it called the coal mines? So we decided to explore and find out this very energetic young man that you're seeing on the screen. He's the last coal miner that we ever saw, and he was able to take us through the coal mine, tell us stories about the coal mine, and it was so captivating knowing how the coal mine worked and why Enugu was called the coal mine. And after that, we took beautiful pictures, and I had a coal. I forgot to bring mine here. I would have shown you my coal. I picked up my coal, and it was very, very beautiful. So we're not just about having fun. We're not just about going out. We're about telling our collective stories in a very beautiful way.
CHIGURL. Sorry, I was because thanks. Keep your chin. Thanks. What's up, everybody? How far? Uwanile. That is it. Yeah. When I say Owa, you say Nile. Owa. Owa. You have to come from one of your leg onto your mouth. Owa. That is it. Put your hands together for yourself, baby. Every time I think this is my second TED talk ever. The first time I did it in London, and I always wonder why they bring me to such things. Because you have people like Prof talked about mathematics. Prof, no disrespect, sir. But I'm still waiting to find out in my life how A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. Can I try? And I've not seen it since. So I'm going to tell you something. I think the reasons why, when they said, when they talked about the theme was, I said, what am I going to say to people about Accreditation? Because it took me a while to even realize this thing that I have is a gift, or I never considered it acco, because a lot of people don't know that comedy was the last thing on my list of things to do in life. Because my father was, and I've said this all the time, my father was a very strong Igbo man from Umaya in the Air Force. So for him, his daughter doing, Emeka church was a useless, nonsensical waste of time. That you're a court jester. What is that? Are they paying for court jesting? Said, what do you want to do with your life? He told me to go to America and be a lawyer. And that's what I was going to go to America and do. But here we are, years after, doing comedy, doing all the things I never saw myself doing. You can clap if you want, it's okay. I feel talented, I have alcohol, it's okay. So yes, I do speak 5 languages, French, Spanish. I taught myself Spanish for 1 year. I speak Hausa and I speak Igbo very well. They can't sell me. I have introductory levels of Italian, Swahili, Fulani, Arabic. Started teaching myself Japanese, I started. It's talent. I know. I just like languages. Some people like mathematics. I like mathematics. So I think I'm here literally just to tell you people how I think a lot of times we sell ourselves short because a lot of us here have passion within ourselves, and I think the space we are in does not allow you to explore your passion, because we've been told over time these are the, and because we're in Igbo land, the professions in Igbo land that are considered
worthy of talking about outside in public are as follows: doctor, lawyer, engineer, what again? Accountant, and you can count money. So you did accountancy in school. You don't say things like, I want to be an actor, or I want to be a musician, or I want to be a comedian, or I want to... You don't rise up in your sleep. Are you mad? Your passion and your dreams are valid. Look at your neighbor and say, my dreams are valid. I never want you, and this is what I always do when I go anywhere, I never want you to think that what you have in your head and your mind to do is not worthy of exploration. You will find that a lot of times, like I was thinking today, I was like, somebody's pure water is another person's ragulis. Because you don't know, somebody said to me yesterday, and I guess I didn't understand this thing that we do called comedy and these skits and things that we do all over the place. And somebody said to me yesterday, said, especially in 2020, that watching us comedians do what we do was helping people relieve stress. I didn't necessarily think that what I was doing nabauru in any way from a fashion. I just thought I was just doing what I stupidly do, which is just now man jack up and down and being foolish and things like that. But I have come to find out that my dreams are valid. My passion has started to pay me now. It will not pay you at first. Now some of you might be thinking, I want to blow. I want to be a musician so I can blow. Let me do this comedy thing so I can blow. Blow age. Blowation. Blowisms. Take time. Look at your neighbor, say neighbor. Neighbor. Blowation. Blowation. Takes time. Takes time. For the first 2-3 years, it was hard. Because there were months when we went without pay. There were months where I was doing gigs for as little as nothing. I would fly out, drive far, do an event, and get zero money for it. But I kept at it because it was my passion. Now, for your passion to pay you, you have to be willing to do it at some point without pay. That's when it's a passion. It's not for money in your pocket. It's what you love to do. So if you know that there's something you love to do, be ready to do it without pay. And when they don't pay you, you just be smiling and say, thank you, and be going. Until your passion begins to pay you. So I don't want those of you that think it's just easy to just blow. Blow. Like I said, blowation takes time.
Ugochukwu has built an app called TurnerNet. It's a decentralized storage system that scales the Ethereum blockchain. He's also very passionate about technology and believes that to make a difference in the world, Africans have to be creators of technology rather than consumers. He will be speaking on the topic, Africans as creators of technology. Ladies and gentlemen, right on stage is none other than Mr. Ugochukwu Aronu.
Alright guys, so I've featured these guys on my channel before. He is the founder of Zend. I've talked about that on this channel, so I'm going to leave the link of that video here, so you go check out the video and see what they're doing. He's a big guy in the tech industry in Nigeria, and they're here in Enugu. They started here in Enugu and they're growing from here in Enugu, but let's give him some time to talk, guys.
I'll start by saying Accreditation is, to be honest, the title of the whole TEDxNzaStreet for this season has been really great because we have an abundance of wealth here and amongst everybody here in Enugu, in the southeast. And I'll start by talking about Enugu, or first and foremost, the title of my presentation is supposed to be Africans as Creators of Technology. Before now, let's say when I was in the University of Nigeria, I schooled in UNN, one thing we've known is that we always consume things like almost every app, almost everything you interact with every day is probably built by some people in China, in the US, you know. And it really sparked up something in me, trying to say, okay, why do we have to consume rather than create? So I decided that, okay, I'll go more into understanding this whole tech thing and see how we can create something that makes a lot of sense. And of course, I grew up here, moving to Enugu, staying in Enugu all through my life. I realized something. So I grew up in Transekula. I schooled in, I don't know if you might know, International Nursery and Primary School, schooled in Federal Government College in Enugu, and then of course did University in UNN. So Enugu is a nice place. I grew up in a family of, well, my dad, my mom, then 4 boys. I'm the last of, the boys. And it's a humble home. When we were growing up, we used to go to the farm most Saturdays. My dad and his 4 army boys will always go to the farm with him. And at times, some of our friends would come with us. So it was actually fun. It could be annoying at times, but then we did things like, processing, you plant, you harvest, just a lot of things we were doing. But all those things really made me understand, and we were doing it freely, it gave me that sense of, belonging and knowing that, okay, you can always express yourself, right? And we were not shy doing it, okay? And that's one thing I love about Enugu, because Enugu gives you that openness, that ability to just say that, okay, I can just, wear my slippers, walk into any place. Nobody's probably checking how much is your watch, how expensive, is your shirt. Probably what I'm putting on now is not even up to like 10,000, right? Because I don't even know the value. I really don't care. But there might be some places you want to know the value because of how people would, really rate you and everything. So that really sparked a lot, knowing that, okay, for the basic things, right, we really don't have to worry so much. Then, what next? So moving into building tech, we realized that, okay, to make tech really work, you need to look at young people. It's not something you maybe start pushing someone as old as Professor Barth, Nnaji, or Professor Dike Matics, to start doing all the research at their age. So we need young people. So I'll try to give an illustration on like how we could incentivize young people to start building technology, which is so there is this, I don't know if it's on the slide. Okay, yeah. So there's the DAPA Organ Challenge. Actually, it's organized by the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, United States. So how this challenge actually works is when you apply, right, to be a participant, just by getting in, you get $400,000 just by getting into the challenge. I don't know how many of you watch Big Brother. The overall price for even like the last 3 or 4 years is not even up to that amount, right? So you look at everybody applying, getting 400,000. Then when you win, you get up to $2 million, right? Just as a winner. And one thing they have done is the results of this hackathon or these challenges help them to build advanced technology. So you see prestigious universities like MIT, Cornell, like different people applying from different schools. And to be honest, one of the most important industries or one of the most successful industries in Nigeria is the entertainment industry, whether anybody likes it or not. And why it is because they have incentivized the audience, they have incentivized people, okay? When they do things like Big Brother, you have thousands of people in queues, okay? So kudos to the entertainment industry and people, pushing that part of the world. So one of the things we started to do, right? We can't, you take things in incremental order. You can't really just do everything once. So one of the things we started to do at one of our companies, Zen Finance, is to build, is to have a hackathon. So this year, I think we started in September, we organized a hackathon where we would give out a grant and when we also have investments. So overall, people would access, the winners would access $120,000 as that's people who win, and then they also access over $1 million worth of investment. And it really, it wasn't something that people had done. It's actually like the biggest hackathon organized by an independent or a private company in Africa. So it was something that we did to build or to push that incentive into the minds of young people. And we got like a lot of applicants. People had started building stuff, and then they've also started submitting. We're announcing the winners, I think by December 21st. When we look at our people who are applying, right, what we do is we check, okay, what's your tech? What have you built? And when you build something, you pitch to us, and then we invest. One thing we've been able to achieve this year is we've been able to write checks of close to $200,000 for companies just in Enugu. And that's something that is, really, really great. Looking at most of these startups, right, wouldn't really be able to access this funding beyond now. And it's really interesting to know that, okay, instead of them to, just die, because most people might not think what they're doing makes sense, we understand what they are doing and we're willing to go on that journey with them.
Hey guys, so finally we are done, guys. This is past 4 p.m. getting to 5 p.m. in the evening, and guys, I didn't know this thing was going to last this long. I mean, we had like 8 speakers speaking, so I knew it was going to take time, but not as much as this time. My feet are hurting, and guys, but so far so good. It was an enlightening session. I learned a couple of things, met nice people, very cool people, very brilliant people, and all of those things. So you guys saw my 2 friends that spoke, talking about Jasmine and Joshua, and a couple of other guys that I knew before, and some men that I used to see on the news. So it was really nice seeing them, being in the same room with them and all that. So far so good. Like I said, it was enlightening and inspiring. So this is my first TEDx, like I said. Hopefully in the future I'll be attending more, and also hopefully I'll get to speak in one of these events one day, someday. Alright guys, so this is where I call it a drop, but this is the official backdrop for the event. So the TEDx is Accreditation, that is the wealth at home. So everybody that spoke in relation to what we have as Ndi Igbo and Ndi Enugu. So that is that, guys, and until I come your way next time, do have a lovely time. Please remember to share this video, like it, share with your friends and your family, subscribe to my channel, help me hit 11,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in my next vlog. That is Chudi. Yeah, I know he will hide. All right, bye bye.